Hearing will come to order. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're being joined by some of our colleagues from the Emerging Threats and Capabilities Subcommittee, so a warm welcome to all. Our topic is small arms modernization. Usually in these kind of hearings, the attention goes to big-ticket items, things like missiles, ships, and tanks. But just because they have the highest price doesn't mean they have the greatest value. I think we'd all agree the most precious thing in our arsenal is the lives of our troops. And yet, in spite of that, our planning process doesn't devote all that much time to the individual soldiers and their needs. So today, we're going to put them front and center. This isn't sentimentality talking. I'm afraid it's deadly practical. For years, our rivals have been developing new tactics, new small arms, and new body armor, all while we've been largely asleep at the switch. We should be especially concerned, I think, about our enemy's advances in anti-access and aerial denial weapons. The thinking seems to be if they can't match our manpower, our firepower, or our brain power, they can at least make it exceedingly treacherous for our troops to power through their defenses. These weapons are now so far advanced that our troops, if engaged in battle, could call for fire support only for their call to go unanswered. This makes it all the more important for each infantry squad to be as resilient and lethal as possible. So we need to take a closer look at what the individual soldier is working with, the standard issue rifle for both Army and Marine infantry, the M4 carbine, which is a modified version of the Vietnam-era M16. The M4 has come a long way since the 1960s, but it still has limitations. Specifically, I'm talking about the 5.56 millimeter round it fires. There are lots of reports of enemy combatants surviving being hit by multiple 5.56 rounds. In Afghanistan, meanwhile, the Taliban uses a larger and longer range 7.62 millimeter round, which can hit coalition targets beyond the effective range of the 5.56. And now there's a new challenge. Everyone from Russia and China to Hezbollah and ISIS is using advanced body armor, which risks making the 5.56 round essentially obsolete. Now, we've tried to improve the 5.56 round by developing different versions with greater range and firepower. But I'm not convinced this gives our troops the edge they need, especially if our enemies continue making advances in technology. That said, there are certain advantages to the 5.56. It's lightweight, which allows the average soldier to carry twice the ammunition capacity of the larger 7.62 round. In addition, it has less recoil compared to the 7.62. This means more shots can be fired downrange in quicker succession and with greater accuracy. The key is finding the right combination of weight, recoil, impulse, range, and lethality. And that's what we'll be talking about today. I'm especially interested to hear our witnesses' take on three questions. What small arms threats do we face? What technologies can we use to mitigate them? And how can we keep our combat forces ahead of our adversaries? I thank our witnesses for their testimony today. Lieutenant General John Bednarik is the former Chief of the Office of Security Cooperation in Iraq. Major General Robert H. Scales is the former Commandant of the U.S. Army War College. Gentlemen, thank you for your testimony. Senator King.